Into this framework stepped three noble houses, each tracing lineage to a different cohort of the uprising. House Arden, once blacksmith guildmasters, claimed authority over the forges and the newly minted ores, granting them economic leverage. House Silwood, descended from the rebel wardens, held sway in the field, their knights patrolling the Vale's border. House Surveil, scholars turned magistrates, controlled the scribes, the archives of empath magic, and the keys to every legal charter. Rather than open warfare, these houses waged their rivalry through marriage pacts, trade agreements, and the subtle placement of loyalists on the city council. Every grant of land, every silver leaf coin struck at Arden's mint is weighed in the balance of their silent contest. Meanwhile, everyday citizens adapt to the new order with surprising resilience. Peasant families enroll their eldest as squire servants to a knight of Silwood, hoping to rise into minor gentry. Craftsmen apprentice under Arden's guild to secure access to the mint's contracts, and clerks seek positions within Turvale's chancery to learn the secrets of empath runes. Markets blossom on Caramir's cobblestones each week, where villagers barter fruits of silverleaf orchards, refined ether steel tools, and parchment scrolls of newly drafted laws. Though feudal in form, these customs retain the egalitarian spark born of humanity's compassion. Serfs can buy their freedom, and even minor nobles must heed the counsel of merchants and guilds. Thus, Caramir's society coalesced and rooted in the soil of Silverleaf continued to reach towards something new. Feudal bonds provide order, the three dynasties carve out ambition and intrigue, and the people, shaped by the memory of elven cruelty and the gift of empathy, ensure that power remains tempered by mercy. In this delicate ballad, the last city of Urkemenat stands poised between ruin and renaissance, its fate decided not by steel alone, but by the unseen currents of statesmanship, fidelity, piety, and hope. King here, the one bearing the mark, was said to have been the sole ember of fire behind the rebellion, gathering the most talented and skilled of the legendary humans. It was his wit and ingenuity that led to the powerful coalition of retributors. Having ushered a segment of his prowess to each of the three dynasties, Kane here led the frontier of humanity as its vanguard, shattering each line of elven tyranny with a singular swing of his warhammer. The very embodiment of mankind, gentle at heart, Kainer was born beneath the flicker of dying ether stars, the first child in centuries to bear blood of old magic. His hair shone silver in torchlight, and when he spoke the ancient words of runecraft, steel bent to his will, leaves tangled in synchrony, and maidens wailed at his bliss. From the moment he first whispered empathy into a broken blade, the other humans knew they had found their champion, one who could wield the gift the elves had denied them. It was him who had taught Arden the ways of smithing and led him into forging the first blade. The countless hours at the spires had taught the Silwen family of martial prowess, and it was his striking familiarity with egalitarianism which inspired House Turvale. When at last the uprising stirred in secret forges beneath the Blackstone Mountains, Kainer stood at its head. He led the smiths and farmers, the miners and scholars, into battle beneath banners etched with the twin moons and the rune of mercy. With a single stroke of his empath hammer, he shattered the ruby crowns, crests, and arms around the elven high keep, and when the elven lords fell before him, their immortality unraveled like thread in his grasp. The world trembled in both awe and fear. In the aftermath, as Caramir's survivors hailed him their savior and master, history seemed poised to sing only praises. Yet Kamer bore a restless heart. It was never superiority that he desired. He was no conqueror. Not in his eyes. He wandered the fledgling city's cobbled lanes, watching children learn laughter for the first time, feeling a tenderness as profound as any magic. But in his dream-haunted nights, he saw shadows between brother and brother. Jealousy, fear, ambition, echoes of the tyranny they had just overthrown, the abuse of faith, and estrangement with chivalry. He foresaw the collapse of humanity, and not only did he prophesize it, he lived it.